What's the word, people? This your boy John back at you with another reaction video, man. Look, this is the Hodgetwins are worse than we thought. So let me start off with this one right here, man. I started off this channel doing Hodgetwins reactions. You know what I mean? Back when they was on some just funny, comedic type things, you know, answering people's emails, asking for advice and all that stuff. Never knew that they'd do a whole 360 and turn tap dance. Like, cause that's what they are, tap dancers, man. And I ain't gonna delete the videos, you know, but I can't even rock with them like how they are now, though, man. That's just crazy how they be talking, like little skits I be seeing, like little snippets I be seeing, little clips I be seeing. It's like, who are these dudes? You'll make the same ones, but see, what's so crazy is they use a lot of the black community to get on and then flip the script on them. Flip the script on everybody. But we're gonna get straight to this video and see what's to them though. Like, this probably be the last video I do on the show with them. But let's go.
I'm so happy that the Hodgetwins is getting their just due on YouTube and everybody is starting to see how fake they are.
When I dropped my video about the Hodgetwins on August 3rd, 2025, I didn't know it would get so many views. And I didn't know that so many people dislike these guys so much. I just noticed a few discrepancies with some of their arguments, and that was it. I didn't think anything of it, and I didn't think to ever revisit the subject. However, Albert and Preach on September 22nd, 2025 reacted to my video and making their own video called Myron and Hodgetwins Reminded They Aren't White. So I decided to do a little bit of investigating. I said, there has to be something to this. So I started looking on social media for people that had an issue with the Hodgetwins. And boy, was I surprised.
But now all of a sudden, they done became as panderers, where they like to put the black community down, and I feel like that's just some bull when your ass is half black and you walking around here looking like a light skin.
Woo! Now this was a more of a recent video, right,
because I think I remember them saying, like, I think the mother white. I'm not sure if the mother white or the father white or the Mexican or one. It's one or two. But I know for a fact they're not full black, though. They look like regular light skin, you know. Man,
lady basically referenced the fact that other YouTubers are making content about the Hodgetwins. But before my video or Abba and Preach's video, you had people who really understood what was going on.
They were definitely leaning on their blackness because they're half black, half white. They were leaning on their blackness, you know, all this and that and all this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's cool because, you know, black folk, we accept, you know, people who are partially black. We accept everybody, right? Especially who are part black and part whatever the fuck else, until you give folks a reason to not do that.
Now, this is a very, very keen observation. He said when he was watching the Hodgetwins when they were blowing up, he realized that the Hodgetwins were leaning on to their black side. Now, you know they are half black and half white. And so what you saw is the Hodgetwins making comedy using the N-word a lot, going back and forth. But then he noticed a change.
What I've noticed that they do is that they put down what they used to like lean on to now give an uprise to like their political beliefs. That you see what I'm saying?
So the Hodgetwins built their career basically leaning onto their black side. Now they criticize everything to do with the black side, but they built their brand on that. They built their brand on black buffoonery, quote unquote, let them tell it. Now you criticize what made you successful.
Damn.
But this sister said it the best.
You have two black men, avid pro-Trump supporters, who stereotype the black audience, go all the way down their page. They speak about white people with respect. even if they're reporting on a crime. When they speak about black people, there's no respect, there's no nothing. It's miss this, sir this, ma'am this, when they speak about a white person who's committed a crime, or they're speaking about something that's, going on in a white community. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to black people or brown people, any person of color, it's criminal and, just all kind of stereotypical terms that paints people of color in a negative light.
Now, she talked about the Hodge twins timeline. I talked about that in my particular video. And obviously they're active on X, so it's really easy to see it there. But let's see if her point is true. This is not so long ago. Now imagine if a mob of white conservatives chased 2 black dudes off campus. Then on their YouTube, Chicago residents pissed after streetwalkers take over Chicago neighborhoods. And of course, this is a black neighborhood, so you can imply that. Here we have very specifically, black people always need to make everything about race. Then another day, another woman getting punched by a black dude. What? These guys want to make it seem like every day women are just getting punched by black dudes, in particular white women. All right, how many white women every day get punched by black dudes?
None.
I'll wait.
None.
And the answer is not that many. But hey, we all gotta make money. Of course, these are their biases. And I actually called them out in my video for being pretty much sellouts. And so when they're reacting to my video, I'm talking about the Hodge twins here, here's their reply to me.
We've been Republican for years. Yeah, just because I have different opinions on men, I sold out. Yeah. A sellout is a person who says something for money. Yeah. I'm saying things because that's my opinion.
Kevin, knock it off, bro. The whole reason that you are doing what you're doing right now is because you're pandering to white people so you can get some money. That's like every grifter that's on TikTok right now that's doing the same thing that you're doing. It's not a secret. That's what you're doing. What's the purpose of even lying for? Come on, man.
Yeah, that's how we see the world. Yeah,
Making
I've monetized my opinion, but it's nothing wrong with that. I'm a capitalist. Yeah.
Now here they're saying that they really feel this way. They're Republicans, and they monetize their opinions because they're capitalists. Now let me just say this. The Hodge twins are definitely capitalists. I have never seen YouTubers grift and just go from one thing to another quicker than the Hodge twins. I mean, wherever the money is gonna go is where they're at. I mean, they didn't have too much investment in their main channel. They didn't put any thought into this channel. And that's something about the Hodge twins. These guys are not that bright.
Got him!
That's true.
I mean, despite how they articulate themselves, I'm not even talking about how they sound because their articulation leaves a lot to be desired.
Got him!
Compare them to somebody like Abba and Preach. Abba and Preach, and particularly Abba, even Preach, they're both very good. They're the best. They give really good depth and analysis to their positions. And their positions are not always popular. You cannot...
I gotta check them out and see what they talking about because he's steady bringing them up. I never heard of them people before. So they look like they popular. They got a play button back there. So I'm gonna go and check them out. If you want me to do that, go ahead, hit the comments on check them out type shit. You know what I mean?
Always guess what Abba and Preach are gonna come up with. They don't mind challenging their audience in the comments. They don't mind making videos that people disagree with. They are free thinkers and they cannot be bought. That is the beauty of Abba and Preach, okay? They put thought into what they're saying. They have great dialogues. When you listen to the Hodge twins, there's not much dialogue at all or thought into whatever they're saying. And that's why they don't really get a whole lot of views per video in relation to their audience size. Now, if you look at somebody like Candace Owens gets a lot of views for her size. Well, Candace Owens is, I'm not gonna say she's the brightest person in the world all the time, but she's definitely smarter than them. And that's the difference between the Hodge twins and Candace Owens. Candace Owens can at least come up with something original. that she can claim in her arguments. The Hodge twins just regurgitate whatever they feel that white people want to hear or conservatives want to hear. And to be honest, that's why their channel doesn't do so well for the kind of size that they have.
He's right, you know.
Yeah.
Now, let me give you an example of some of this ideology here, okay? Let's go to the whole Nashville, Tennessee State interview where these white guys came up to the school. Of course, they came up to the school without letting the school know. They kind of did a pop-up shop, brought their own speaker, and set up a table. And again, this is against school policies. They wouldn't go to Harvard to do that or go to Yale. You have to have permission to go onto college campuses anywhere around the world. You just can't pull up and start having debates. But listen to the argument, or the debate rather, they're having with this young man.
Do you think that there's any law that allows me to do something that you can't do, for example?
I don't think there's any laws that say that you can do something that I can't. But then again, this system can't be ignored. Like, we can't just say it does not exist because there are countless examples of it existing.
So the young man, they're asking him, what do you think is in law that you can't do as a black person? And the young man responds, he says, listen, well, there's no law, but definitely we live in systemic oppressions in this time, and it's just there. Now, the young man may not be able to articulate all that he's saying, but there is some truth to it. But now, how do the Hodge twins interpret it?
This is why 96% of blacks vote for Democrats. We had a black president 2 terms, won the Electoral College and the popular vote. Yeah. For black people to still think that this country is systemically racist is just, you're not using your brain.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. This dude, what do you think it is? That dude's got like a mental block somewhere.
So they start insulting the guy, calling him, in so many words, dumb, and black people are this and that. And they continue.
Well,
A bias that prevents him
he's
from using his brain.
He's black. He grows up around black people. Everything he watches is black. He's living inside of a bubble.
You see the disparaging commentary that they're giving towards the young man. Not even those Charlie Kirk or MAGA supporters, the white guys, had even got that low. All right? He mentions that Barack Obama became the president and there was no racism going on in America. Well, let's see here, buddy. Barack Obama was the president from January 2009 to January 2017. What did we see during those years?
A lot.
I'll just give you a few. 2009, Oscar Grant, Oakland, California, got shot while he was completely subdued, okay? The BART officer, Johannes Mercerly, was convicted of involuntary manslaughter. Then you have, in 2010, Ayanna Stanley Jones of Detroit, Michigan. 7-year-old killed during a Detroit police raid, February 26, 2012. Trayvon Martin killed by George Zimmerman. He was acquitted, but this case became a flashpoint for racial profiling, all right? Then we have, in that same year, Rekia Boyd in Chicago. Then we have Jordan Davis, okay, in 2012. Then 2013, Jonathan Farrell. 2013 again, Renisha McBride. Then 2014 is where it really got hot. That was a really bad year. We have Eric Garner, John Crawford, Mike Brown. We got Black Lives Matter out of that. Akai Gurley, Tamir Rice. 2015 was brutal. There was Walter Scott in South Carolina. There was Freddie Gray, okay? Then Dylan Proof, the white supremacist, came into Charleston, South Carolina at Emmanuel AME during Bible study and killed all of those blacks for no reason. We have Sandra Bland. Then we have Laquan McDonald, who was shot 16 times in 2014, all right? But the video was released in 2015. Then we have 2016. We got Alton Sterling. We also, the day after Alton Sterling was killed, there was Philando Castile in Minnesota. So what are these guys even talking about?
I mean, then it was the Charleston, what was that, Charlestonville? I don't know if I'm saying that right, when they did the whole Jews without replace us with the tiki torches and everything. Like, what are they talking about? There's plenty of that going on. Plenty of it.
Then these guys got into an argument about, like, you know, I think the conversation between the debater and the young man was, when was America great? Okay? not going to play that part of the clip, but I do want you to hear the Hodge twins' response.
A lot of people on the left, they like to frame this question. Yeah. When was this country great?
Right.
This country's always been great.
He's hoping he's going to say back when slavery was alive. That's what he's hoping he's going to actually say.
Yeah, this country's always been great, though.
Yeah. There's been times when it's been greater.
Yeah.
But in the slave days, I don't think it was great.
So you hear what's going on here. One of the twins says, well, the country must not have been that great during slavery. Rightfully so, because he is half black. But watch what he says then.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You got to say that.
Yeah. But still the best country in the world. Even though back then when we had slavery, systemically racism, that was just part of society. I'm not saying that.
That was society all over around the world.
Yeah, I'm not saying that was great, but
it wasn't
stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it wasn't isolated just to this country. That was going on all over the world when that was going on here.
Right. Even whites were slaves.
Yeah.
He turns to say, you know what? Well, that was going on around the world. Even whites were slaves. Okay? He's trying to mask the blow. So now he's trying to say, well, you know what? That was the culture around the world. And even there were some whites that were slaves.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the think you is?
Okay, so what was the percentage of whites that were slaves in comparison to the blacks? Like, this is completely being disingenuous on purpose. And when somebody says that these guys are bootlicking or pandering, this is exactly what that means, all right? And when you're a content creator and all you do is pander to the right, you become predictable. This is why guys don't like them, all right? Because not only are you guys, well, I won't get on how you sound. I'll leave that alone. Because for you to be white conservatives, man, you guys are like, let me stop. But anyways, you guys pander so hard that nobody finds you that interesting. That's the point. And again, there's no freedom of thought, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why there's no freedom of thought. The moment that you guys say something about white conservatives or white people in general, it's the end. See, the thing about somebody like Auburn Preach or somebody like me, we build our platforms being ourselves, and if people like it, they do. If they don't, it's okay. But we're gonna express how we feel, and our audience either likes it or dislikes it, but they come back. You have built your platforms based on pandering, and so because you guys don't wanna really invest into what you're doing and to become better content creators, it's just easy to grift. And you guys are going wherever the money is, and that's why as content creators, nobody respects you. Not the whites, not anybody else. And the reason why these guys are worse off than we really thought is because they're really one comment away from making a bad joke, making a bad tweet, to getting canceled forever. Then it's back to being down bad. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Yoshi Jackson. Back.
I mean, that's true though. Because, why they just in the start just stay where they was at doing the what they call it, the psychology thing. Psychology, relationship things they was doing though. Why they just gonna stay right there? Everybody was cool with that. It wasn't nobody making these type of videos about them. But as soon as you started doing that, man, everybody was like, man, we ain't dealing with that. That's because I ain't did a lot of these videos. This is the first time I did a video on them in a long time, and it's not a good one. You feel me? But hey, only time will tell if they get canceled down the line or what. You know what I'm saying? But let me know in the comments what y'all think about this video. Hit that like button if you feeling it. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. I'm gonna holler at y'all in the next video. I'm dealing with these dudes no more. Peace.